Hi, Angela.
Hi.
Thank you for coming in today. How are you doing since the last time we met?
Not so great.
Not so great.
Mm-mm.
Okay. We'll get to that. I just want to recap really quick about last week where we left off. So I know we spent time talking about the traumatic event that took place at your apartment, where you had two guys knocking at your door and the knocking wouldn't stop. The guys tried to force their way into the apartment. And since then, you've been having a lot of triggers take place and symptoms that relate back to that incident. So it's been a few months, and you've been struggling with trying to cope with what's happening and how to manage your symptoms. I know you. I know you also said that your roommate was the one who referred you because it's also beginning to kind of affect her the way it's kind of affecting you. But she really wants you to get help. So I do. I also want to ask you: do you feel like you're ready to make changes? Are you doing this for you, or are you doing this for her?
For myself.
Yeah.
Yeah, for myself.
Okay. So for you, what do you want to see out of this take place?
I just want to be able to not feel afraid and to be able to answer the door. Um, just be able to answer that door when somebody's knocking and not feel like it's someone bad. Something bad is gonna happen to me. So I just want to be able to do that.
Be able to do that eventually.
Go back to how I was normal. When I heard knocking, I didn't think something bad was going to happen.
Okay. And so, again, going back to when I first asked you how you're doing, you said you weren't doing too well. Can you tell me a little bit more about why you're not doing too well?
Well, I seem to be always attached to my phone. I mean, I've always used my cell phone because I like to get on social media. But I find that when I don't have my cell phone, I feel very scared and I don't feel safe and secure. So that's something I've noticed that I've always have to make sure I have my cell phone with me.
Got it.
And then also, like when there is like a Sunday morning, I hear a knock on the door, and immediately I start like panicking. I get like frozen. My body gets frozen, and I start thinking really bad. And so, I don't check who it is. I wish I could check who it is, but I really can't. So
okay. So I know you mentioned some of these symptoms last week, but they're still taking place.
Yes.
Still taking place. Okay. So I do want to go over something a little bit different with you this week. I know that we've been talking a lot about the experience itself, the symptoms, and I know your goal is to eventually be able to open a door without fearing that there's someone going to be there that's going to hurt you. I do want to go over this here. This is called cognitive behavior therapy. The way this works is that your thoughts, your feelings, and your behaviors are all looked at. They're all evaluated. We try to look at how everything is connected. How your thoughts can be connected to your feelings, it can then be connected to your behaviors, and this can go the other way around too. Your behaviors can be connected to your thoughts, and can also affect your feelings. So I know you say your goal is to eventually get people to open that door, but I want to ask you, what is one thing that is keeping you from opening that door right now?
I'll be just thinking that something's bad. There's a bad person outside that door.
There's a bad person outside the door. Okay, so let's take that. Let's take that as a thought. There's somebody standing outside the door when you hear the knocking. What are you feeling when you hear that knocking?
Scared.
You're feeling scared. Okay. What do you find that your body's doing?
I just stay frozen. I don't move. I don't get up and go check. I just feel scared.
You feel scared. Okay, and that makes perfect sense. From what happened, that does make sense. And the behaviors would be what you just mentioned, that you don't check the door. You stay where you're at. You're too afraid to open the door. This, and I know this is not the only thought that's taking place, and I know it's not the only behavior that's taking place right now for you. Is this something you're willing to look at a little bit more, and at least for today, and maybe for the next week or so? Because again, we're looking at the goal, but we're also looking at what is interfering with that goal at this point. And so what I do want you to do this week, and this is all baby steps, okay? And what I'm going to do is I'm going to give you a copy of basically of this. And, when something like this happens again, with the whole knocking, the thoughts and the feelings, the behaviors, I want you to be able to put that down on paper. That way you can see how this is all happening. And we kind of did it here, but then this would also work. Let's say maybe it was something different. Let's say, I know you said your phone was another issue that you're having with being able to put it down. What are you thinking when your phone's not on you? What are you feeling, and what are your behaviors? So I want you to look at all this and see how it's all connected. And eventually you kind of see that, with being able to change your thoughts, you can change your feelings and your behaviors, and vice versa. Like I said, this is all connected here. So far, do you have any questions about this?
No.
No? Okay. So, I know you said that your roommate was the one who asked you to come get help, but I want you to know that this is for you, that these changes are not for her, but more for you to be able to move on and be able to go back to your normal life before the incident. What do you think about all this?
I think it sounds like a good idea.
It sounds like a good idea.
Okay. Try to do this.
You can try to do this. Okay. So we'll check back on this, and then we're going to keep looking at your what's going on as far as thoughts. So we'll check back in next week. Okay.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you for coming in.